darker. Like,
I look darker?
mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Hey, no
I'm tan
sunscreen,
too.
no sunscreen all weekend, guys. All right, I got that
All
nice
right, look,
skin.
you
So
know
Lo,
you're
Lo,
my niece.
what are your final
Hold
thoughts
on
on
1 second.
D-Dog?
Jeremy Southern was talking. What'd you say, Southern?
I was all I wanted to say is you know you're my niece. Okay, you
Of
need to put
course.
sunscreen on, even though you tan. All right, same
Yeah,
Rumor
same
alert.
here. You
I
need to put sunscreen on. Okay, but
believe me. I
anyway,
know
I'm
that
sorry.
it does
That's
help
boring
your
content.
skin.
Everybody else go ahead. Whatever.
I know it. I'm sure like it does help your skin, but it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like even like I use lotion. Obviously, I get ashy, but just like putting extra shit on my skin. That's why I don't wear makeup or like anything because like I just feel like caked on. So even when I wear like
All
sunscreen and shit,
right.
it just makes me feel like
It
All
does
right,
have a
I'm
good.
feel.
DMing
I don't
you.
know.
I'm
No, I'm
DMing
the
you.
same
We
way.
have the
I don't like having
same
anything on my
skin
skin.
tone, but go ahead. Go. But yeah, go.
All right,
So
Jeremy, go ahead.
yeah, so Lo, what are your final thoughts on D-Dog? That was kind of a twist ending there. Speaking of Twister, that was kind of a bit of a. I didn't really expect D-Dog to pull that shit right away. What do you think?
I know. I thought he was gonna hang out for Twister, but I guess
I
that
mean,
was
I
too
wasn't
much.
expecting him to leave, but at the same time, like he's been saying, obviously he has to drive back tonight. He wasn't gonna be drinking or smoking and whatever. And maybe it did get overwhelming for him once we like got just back here and shit like that. And I don't really know why he left. I
Yeah,
really
it
don't
was-
know,
it was
but I'm
abrupt.
just assuming he was just done for the day. He got the content that he wanted to do, meet us, and he was ready to go. So I'm not mad at him. Shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it looks like you're kind of happy to have him gone. Lo, if he had been a little bit cooler and maybe had some drinks and smoked up, would you be open to him crashing on the couch?
If
think
he
so.
would, I already told him no, like he couldn't stay and whatever. But if he would have drank and got drunk, of course, I'm a nice enough person. I'm not fucking rude. He can sleep on the
Oh,
couch.
he's such an
But
idiot. Why didn't he take advantage
I
of that?
actually, what surprisingly, I actually fuck with D Dog. Like I didn't think it's not that I didn't think that I was gonna like him, but I just didn't want to meet him. And he was just another YouTube person. But like with us being on stream, it was about the same. But then like once me and him like actually had like separate conversations without the camera on, and like it was just us talking like friends. He was a cool person, cool as fuck actually. So I fuck with him.
Hey, you guys went to the grocery store together.
Yeah, they went on a little adventure.
We
Wait,
did.
why
Cute.
did you block
I'm
me?
just saying, it's almost like you can meet
Oh,
people
he did
and
tell
not
me.
do IRL, and you can be friends and enjoy each other. It's crazy. People are actually people as long as you're not on camera. So there's a
So,
lesson to
Feta,
be
do you
learned
think
there.
Dalmatian redeemed himself from the Thorpe collaboration? Do you think it was successful
I
for him?
think he'll probably definitely come across better than this. Because our goal wasn't to embarrass him. We just wanted to hang out and see what he's about.
And no, Bean, that was true. I did say even before I met him, I was like, he obviously everyone has their YouTube persona, but you can just tell when somebody's actually cool in real life or not. And I knew he would be. But he's cooler than I expected. I can't say that. So I fuck with D Dog. Shout out to D Dog for showing
Shout
up today.
Okay,
Bringing the content.
Dalmatian
Okay.
Dog, one word.
Yes.
So do you guys think
absolutely.
he'll finally cam up now after all this? Do you think he'll finally cam up on his show, or
No.
He's
You don't think
still.
so?
You could really tell like
That was uncomfortable. Yeah.
the
he was very,
uncomfortability
like,
that
yeah.
he felt even just being on camera for too long,
Do
and
you-
he wasn't
do
able
you-
to see
But he
himself.
seemed kind of surprised how good he looked. He looked at the camera. He's like, I actually look pretty good. He
Oh
was
no,
kind
that's
of
what I'm
surprised.
saying. Like, and I'm not, you guys know me, and like, I'm not even trying to hate or nothing, but like, when I seen him from Grace's stream, like, I just didn't think anything of it. He was just, an average white guy, whatever. But he actually is pretty decent looking.
I do kind of see the resemblance, the like
The
sibling
space out. Don't
don't
you think? Okay, so do you think the space out allegations have completely ruined his chances of coming up in the future? Like it's ruined him that he was called a space owl, because there are those.
Yeah.
Space but where did you guys, or where whoever came up with that, like, why did they start calling him that? Because you guys, like, not you
I
guys,
was the first one.
whoever-
For the
whoever
record, I was
did
the
it.
first one that called him an owl. It was when he was doing his collaboration with Grace. They were in the gas station, and he kept looking over his shoulder instead of paying attention to the conversation. And he looked like an owl, and I said it in
No,
chat.
it's not. That's not that. It's the little
It's
nose.
that combined with the small
it's the
nose.
nose.
It's the small
job.
nose.
Come on.
Small
It's the
nose and
job.
looking over his shoulder. He's also got the stoic look on his face.
But at the same time, like, I don't want it. I don't. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not like personal, because I feel like, here, let me just say it to you.
Why did D-Dog block Ruby?
secrets don't make friends. Secrets do not make friends. So it's
So
not
tell your
cool.
students.
I don't have students anymore, but yeah. I mean, maybe one day I said that, but not really.
Ruby, what
Oh,
number of
look at
Bud
them
Light is
looking
that?
lovingly into one another's
Yeah, this is
eyes.
gonna
Look
get.
at them. They're so
I think.
cute.
I think Ruby actually
He said
converted
I was
Lo
too
to
fat.
lesbianism.
Yeah, he said I was too
Hey,
fat.
Lo, have you questioned your sexuality at all during this trip? Being
No,
around
not
Ruby and Ava.
no.
Not
Don't
at
get me
all?
wrong. You know,
Are you sure?
I got two beautiful ass girls right here. Don't play with me. But I love men. But I love men. You know, somewhat. Like I even told D-Dog, like, I just don't, like, men scare me in general. Like, I really am uncomfortable around them. But like the good men in my life, they really show me how great. Like if a man is actually trying and puts the effort in to be the man that he's supposed to be, he's an amazing man who can do anything he puts his mind to. And I love those type of men. Period.
So do you have
Well, I'm
daddy
not one of those men,
issues?
so.
I'm gonna be the Ben Thorpe. Do you have daddy issues, Lo?
I mean, my dad died, so I would say I have issues with like abandonment and
I'm
shit, but
sorry, I
not
didn't
like
know that.
actual.
Fed up, why'd you even bring it up?
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
No,
I
you're
didn't
good.
know.
It's fine. Like you're good. So I do have like issues with that, but it's not like, oh, I have those type of daddy issues. It's just like I like have lost people, and like, you know, like when it comes to growing closer and that type of aspect, I'm just like, I don't want to do it. You know,
I got you. I'm sorry I brought it up.
So you're not quite daddy pilled yet.
Well, what do you mean by daddy pilled?
That's just a stupid joke. Don't worry about it.
Have you accepted the daddy golden goo? Is what he's asking. The Ben Thorpe daddy
Thorpe.
No,
golden
I'm
goo.
confused. I
Have
don't
you
get the reference.
accepted?
She does not get the reference.
He says that like his like intellectual like ideas and advice and whatever is like should be considered his golden goo. And daddy's golden goo like will is what Grace should be grateful for, and he sprays daddy's golden goo all over the face and whatever. I don't know. Like you
Yeah, we get it, Ava. Golden goo.
Yeah, it was a joke, but no, I just wondered because being scared of men was like it was like what how are you scared? But if you didn't see like a certain relationship, I can understand that.
Well, speaking of scary men, let's get
never
Princess up here.
relationships and shit. I just like, you know, what I don't even want to get into it. But anyways, let me real quick. Ann and Jay, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He said, "Lo, why did D-Dog block Ruby?" So do you want me to tell him? I don't feel like I should. I'm not gonna tell you guys just because like he talked to me personally. And like, I still didn't even tell, you know, everything that we said, even to Ruby, but I told her like the gist of it, and she says no.
So another secret. Another secret.
I mean, it's not even. It's like, yeah, you guys can call it a secret, but it's like people have their own, you know, people have privacy, like, and I'm gonna respect someone's privacy. So sorry, I know you guys want the content and the views and whatever, but I actually care about, you know,
we don't want to just be like.
Speaking of wanting the content, Lo, you were supposed to film D-Dog's rage quit.
You
that
said
was a
what?
pretty bad content move on you. Lo, when D-Dog was having his moment, you should have known right away to go film.
Was in my in like how you're
that was
saying
a pretty
it
big fuck
in
up.
my head at the time, like that was them saying goodbye. They were like, you know, having a good conversation out there. I didn't want to just like barge in like, oh, like the audience wants to whatever. Like they were saying goodbye, you know, hugging whatever. I let them do that.
Yeah, it was
like,
a nice little
You might not be cut out for this, Lo.
they were saying goodbye, you know, hugging whatever. I let them do that. You guys, I'm not like I don't.
You are, but
don't get
If
me
someone
wrong.
gets up and yells psychotic cunt, you follow that guy.
No, it's really no offense. Like
you
the people who take offense to this, like it's really you guys. Obviously, if you're taking offense to it, but like you guys are fucking toxic and like you guys love drama, and that's just not me. Like the community is.
Wait a minute, not you guys, not you.
No,
guys.
not you guys. Like I'm saying, whoever is watching. Like if you take offense to it, then it might apply. But if you don't take offense to it because you know you're not a hater, then you know, don't feel any type of way. I love you guys, but like most of the chat, and we all know where they're coming from. It's just like you guys are literally just here just to lurk and just to say nasty shit. Like, go do something better with your life.
I think what's tough is like liking Ruby and liking Ava. It just it brings that in because that's who they have associated with. You know, because they were bigger streamers. It's not that.
Also, to be fair, I see this happening in almost every single live chat. When I scroll through YouTube, specifically YouTube lives, the audiences in those, people that have never even affiliated with this community, people just want to go in and say, oh, you're on drugs, you're this, you're that, trying to trigger people and make them mad, get a reaction. That is very, very, very common.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, so you just gotta like harden up a bit and be like, okay.
I thought it was just our community for a while, but I'm like, oh no, like
It's everywhere.
it's everywhere.
And I mean, if that really is everywhere, like, you know, so fucking be it. But then you
Well,
guys
we're
like,
speaking out a new corner.
I
We're making our own thing.
I think
And no,
it might
and
be
the way we
less
want
on
it.
Twitch. I think it's kind of. My theory is that it's YouTube, and that it might be less on Kick and Twitch. I don't know about Kick, but like
Well,
from
Kick is just
Twitch
cesspool.
chats that I see, seems a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
right. And I can say personally, like my community, I know I got some people that's in chat that's my community too, but like the community that I'm personally thinking of, like most of my chat doesn't, like they don't be talking shit. Like they're just there to support and like that's it. I don't know. Maybe my community is just a little bit different, but like I would say I'm not used to it. It's not like, oh, you guys fucking hurt my feelings. Believe me, I don't care. But at the end of the day, it's like, why would I surround myself with negativity when I don't have to? You know what I mean? And like
I mean,
I
with-
choose not to. I don't want to deal with that shit. Like I like being a happy-go-lucky person, but it's fucking hard. Okay.
I mean, with dorks like Imperius, I can see why you'd be sus of like dudes in general. But
I mean, shit. That's a small example.
Bro, Imperius the Delirious.
That's a small example. The Surfer, the shout out to you, though. She says I rate positivity out of
Yes,
life.
you
But
do.
you do.
We love Doge. Doge, feel free to call in if you are up for it.
Oh, fucking fed up Southern girl. Shout out to you for coming up on panel. I do appreciate you.
Yeah, we love Fed Up.
This Lowe's a worthless fake bitch. Oh my god,
Samuel,
guys, you're
eat
hurting
my
my
cock.
heart. My heart is breaking. I'm
Bro,
crying. I'm
Samuel,
gonna go home and I'm gonna kill
talk
myself.
shit,
Like, that's what you guys want me to say. Like, you guys want me to fucking like have a crash
to
out or
our
something.
people to wait. What does Hans Guru say? See it like this. We want to vet our people too, and the shit talking and your reactions are what we use as basis for it. That is kind of how.
There is an element of.
I
that.
mean, it's just
but
like
that's like so bizarre. And different.
it just like I don't think that is necessarily
I
like a
will
vet of people's
disrespect you if you
character.
learn how to react. Like, let me just totally disrespect you over and over. It's you react. That's how I inspect people. Like that's
Like
kind
it
of
is hard.
psychopath.
You kind of learn that like that's what you have to do over time, at least in this community. But like sometimes it is just there's a difference between like poking fun or whatever compared to
And then people
literally
being literal
just being-
haters. You're just a straight hater. Like,
there is an artful balance, and I feel like it's like with the people that do that artful, there's a difference between like
and people, you're
that balance.
for the $5 super
And
chat.
don't
He
worry,
said,
Twister's coming. Oh
we
my
are
God.
we're getting to it, guys. But
I
you
didn't realize you
girls,
were in a rush.
but you girls know by now who's bringing toxic and who's just teasing, right? And yes, that is 100%.
Yeah. Though
You not recording the D-Dog crash out made Grace rage quit her stream. Also,
She's
she
jealous
finally
that I
said she hates
upgraded my
you.
friends to way
Of
better,
course
more
she
attractive,
does,
like
because
amazing
literally
people.
love monster in
I
every
mean,
single way.
Sorry, I
it-
replaced
and
you with
that's
better.
a
You replaced
fucking,
me
like,
with.
do you think D-Dog's gonna go back to Grace now?
Like it looks is all that she has, dude.
Well, and she
It's
doesn't
all that
really
she
know it.
has, and there's not really that much. I mean, yeah, there's not that even that much to work with. So then we should keep the one who is actually like
Beautiful inside out.
yeah, like that's probably very
Exactly.
triggering.
I mean,
And
I
it's like,
it's
okay, you
like,
fucked me over, and yeah, I bet like people are way more amazing people who are on the same page as when we started Grace.
I
That was your
mean,
thing.
just with that, it's just like I said, in my head, I wanted them to have their own you know, private fucking goodbye, giving them a hug, talking about whatever they want to say. Like, we don't need to have everything on camera. And the fact that, you know, she's stream sniping, like, you already have the content right there. So if you wanted to rage quit, like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to say. Bean, you're so absolutely right. EAE too.
Yeah.
Quadratic, I don't think you're a hater.
No,
I mean, me personally,
no,
I don't think so.
not at all.
I don't think so.
He's been a hater on my chat. Quadratic. I'll never forget what he told me like a month ago.
Who hasn't?
Give me some electronics.
Ava, are you gonna invite these two back to Seattle sometime?
Absolutely.
We were
I
already
hope
talking
that
about
they
that,
come. I
yeah,
want to
so.
take them to Lake Crescent.
I've
And
already
that's
got
what I'm
ideas on
saying,
how to
Craig.
top D-Dog.
What the
I'm
fuck?
already,
He said
like-
Lo ran up there with the laptop. That would have made the other half of the chat mad too.
Yeah.
LOL cam. And that's what I'm saying,
Exactly, you
bro.
can't
And like
please
that's like
everyone.
when Universal said like, oh, like you guys should have been ending the stream and whatever. There was people literally in the chat like, oh, why do you guys want to end the stream? Why does Lo want to end the stream? So do you guys either want me to end the stream or do you not want me to end the stream? And that's what I came to realize. Like, you will never make everybody happy. So just do what the fuck makes you happy. And that's just that. Like, that's just that. Dog's
Exactly.
toes.
Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you fucking don't.
Wait, bring Southern.
Southern, you back?
Also, Precious, you're welcome to come up. No pressure.
Pizdit, shout out to you. All right, guys, we're about
Yeah,
to start.
I do love that you guys let people up in cameras. Sorry, go ahead.
Universal, I only brought it up because you said that, and I've been noticing other people saying, "Oh, well, don't end the streams, end the stream." So, sorry.
Oh, why would you end the streams? Come on. This is the last night.
Grace can't stand Low because she's actually pretty in the conventional sense.
Yeah.
And she's a nice person. She's what Grace
Nice
wants to be,
person,
but can
good
never be.
person, connected.
I'm
to
not gonna say
God.
that Grace can never be that. And like,
If she wanted to
that's
be
what I'm saying. It's about someone's willingness. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to be a good, kind person and like just real, like, be that. It's literally all about your fucking mindset. Don't
They're on that.
like, even if that's what I'm saying. Even if you've been going through shit or you think you perceive yourself in a certain type of light for how many ever years, you could be in your 30s or 40s. As soon as you want to change, like, nobody can stop you, and you're your own
Exactly. I
fucking
was
person. You
addicted to
can.
fentanyl
Like,
and crack.
Yeah, everybody go celibate.
Yay.
Let's get everybody to go celibate.
Attention out there.
facts.
No,
What'd you say?
okay.
He wants everyone to go
Grace,
celibate.
Grace has
Really?
a broken childhood, and she's basically still a child. So I think it's hard to judge what she,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
the
a thing
angle she
Never
comes
been
at
on
because
the board. You don't know how she is, really.
It's that trauma manifesting, like the misery and sadness of like your own life. That's what happens when you have that kind of trauma. Is you end up like being a bully and taking it out on other people.
What do you think about Dalmatian calling me miserable? He was just being a bully, taking it out on me, right, Ava? That's what was going on
No,
there.
you actually.
Well,
are.
I think
That
that
was
you
accurate.
actually, yeah.
I don't know.
Accurate, yeah. It's okay. Just whatever.
I don't think so. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, I don't know D-Dog well
No,
enough.
I think he was saying that on his own streams. He wanted to get like a.
He was
a
like,
hand
what are
job
you
out of it.
you know what? I agree with Junk. That was his ulterior motive. He's an internet stalker, confirmed. Okay, so that's literally what he thought. So don't take whatever like facade he put on for serious. Like he really did. I think that. That's just my 2 cents, but.
It would be so crazy if he like came back and knocked on the door right
Oh my
now.
God.
That would be kind of epic, actually.
Would
All
you?
he would do
Like,
if
I'm
he was
I
content.
wasn't actually leaving. I just wanted to stalk you guys for a little bit.
If he had a mind for content, he would do that as a joke.
Yeah.
Sit outside your window and stream outside your window.
I mean, he does have like that 4 or
It's still
5 hour
funny.
drive, so he really might have just wanted to go home so he could make it back in a decent time. Because he said he was up at what 6, 5 in the morning or something.
Yeah.
and-
Oh, he wanted
Yes, I know.
to leave at midnight last night. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I was him, that's
Right
what
now.
I would do. I would
That's an
definitely lean into the whole stalker bit and just, post up out your window and like. But
That
he'd be
would've
streaming,
made
so it would be a joke. It would be a joke because he's streaming, so he can't get in trouble.
Southern, you keep breaking in and out.
Yeah, Southern, you gotta fix your shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
I'm
definitely.
sorry. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
All
hear
right,
you better now.
text him and say that you want him to film Twister, and he will come back. You will get it.
Dude,
Just say, hey.
I wish I can't
Naked
text
Twister,
him.
maybe.
Someone
No,
said
it
it's
doesn't
great.
have to be naked. He'll be happy if they're in like
Yeah,
tracksuits. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
I think it's a combination of everything.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I mean, he probably loves everyone, but loves her the most, which is okay.
No, I think that is like his kind of type because when we were driving down that like downtown Charleston, he
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
all, like there was like a group of it's those blonde women, like blonde
Like
white
the Barbie
ladies.
doll, pretty looking bitches. Yeah.
Well, yeah, which I mean,
That's why he's so disappointed in Grace because she doesn't look like that anymore, and he
yeah,
thought
I
that's
wouldn't
what
say
she would
yeah.
look like. He was like, "Oh, this is what you look like from the chest up," but no, shockingly, that's not what you look like in real life. Fuck.
I mean,
His
shit,
whole
we were
life
even
looks
asking
sucks.
him like we were, some women were passing by and we tried all different types of, black, Hispanics, whites, different types of whites and shit. But I would say that he was most appealed to like the blondes,
Yeah.
kind of shorter, got that little, like I said, house on the prairie look going on, because that's what he had. I said, he was like, oh, so many white people down here, and I'm like, D-Dog, you literally fit right in with these people. Like, what are you talking about?
What? Okay, I have to ask. What is the Little House on the Prairie look? What the hell are you talking about? That's like
When I
Laura
say
That's
that,
traditional, old
That
school.
show from like the 70s, like the
No, I
ruffled
know the
sleeves.
whole book
Oh yeah.
series. I read the whole Little House on the Prairie, but that's not
Great TV
blonde,
show too.
blue-eyed.
Love that
Is
show.
she getting it? Maybe she's getting it mixed up with Prairie Dawn.
No, I read the fucking novels,
Like,
you idiot.
like you might be
Yeah,
going
Laura Ingalls.
like fucking Abraham Lincoln or something. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of look I'm talking about. Like
So he
that's
looks
the type
like he's
of
from the
look I'm talking
1800s.
My
Exactly,
God.
and that's what I mean. Even in all of the clothing stores, like I had to go to the outlet mall that had every single store, even in like different parts of the world and
So
shit.
he's wanting you to do like some cosplay with some homesteading
It's his hand.
girls from.
Yeah, nah.
Let's see.
Well, it's probably that
Oh my God. Poor Tropic is sitting in his room playing chess. He's reading Laura Ingram's Wilder books and watching Little House on the Prairie
I think it's
reruns.
Laura
And he's like,
Ingalls. I'm
"This
gonna
is
correct
gonna
you
be
on
the
that one. I'm
girl."
pretty sure it's Laura Ingalls, not Ingram.
All
No,
right.
the author, you idiot. The author of the books. The author of the books. Do you read? I
No, I
don't
read
think
Little House on the
Mormons
Prairie.
read.
I do
but
like the
if,
show
if
though. I
you
thought the
do
show
read.
was great.
Yes.
What a great
Yes,
father
Laura-
figure the dad was in that
Big
show.
scary man.
Oh,
Yes,
dude, my
Michael
dad
Landon, we all
hated that
get
show
that.
because the
Trump-
father cried all the time on that show.
All right. I'm
Well, he
gonna
was a sensitive man. I don't know why there's any problem with that.
I think Ava's gonna win Twister because you have like
Dude,
I know. Where's the fucking Twister? You guys have
Yeah, what the
been
fuck?
tempting this for.
It's
Oh my
between
God.
I'm going to lose Twister, but chat, put in your bets. Let's make a little poll now. We'll see what you guys think and see.
I bet on low for Twister because of the like differential in the space
Yeah.
between the numbers.
Tall,
I'm betting
lanky,
on
yeah.
low. She's 5'9". She's fucking killing it. You guys
Yeah.
are short.
Flexible.
You're very short.
But Ava has good core strength.
Dude, I
That's
don't
true. All right, so it depends on the amount of time you have to hold the numbers. I don't know.
Well, I'm making a poll for chat. Who wins Twister?
Bro, I'm reading Reddit posts about how many people are in sexless marriages. How do
Oh my
you
God,
know?
get off Reddit. What the
Yeah,
fuck
why are you
are
guys on Reddit?
doing with your life? Get
Brain
off
rot.
Reddit.
My wife
Fucking
has
brain garbage.
one day. I hope one day she's well enough to be intimate again. In the meantime, I'm
Okay, can we discuss why Ava feels like she needs Reddit to fulfill her life? This seems very fucking
I
concerning.
used to go to like Instagram, and now I just read this like
Okay.
sad ass
Wait, do
shit.
you know how to pay?
Oh, look at that dog.
Ava,
Nice.
you're missing.
It takes that many
Oh,
times.
prawn.
Process. You're so
Is there a way you can put our
off-putting, dude.
pictures on the
Guys, I
left-hand
forgot to say,
side?
these people called me a
Even
bad
with a
bitch.
cute-ass dog, you're still hard to look at.
He was like, I think Low is more of a bad bitch.
in real life.
He did
than
say that.
she
He
is-
was like, because he said
Look.
online, like, I guess I give off the impression whenever I'm just streaming that, you know, I'm more.
Which way does it matter? Where are we?
Where have they gone?
Where do you think? Come on. That was a shambles. The escape was prevented. They got out of the warehouse. It should never have happened. And who ordered the use of machine pistols?
Standing orders. Nothing anachronistic is to be taken to earth.
So instead, we slaughter valuable specimens. Next time, stun lasers are to be used.
It was an unfortunate mistake.
Make it your last. Otherwise, the next execution squad will be coming for you.
Are you all right?
I can't free the TARDIS from the time corridor.
Is there anything you can do?
No, too much turbulence. Hold on. Things must stabilize soon.
What if they're still in there? Waiting.
We must warn our own people.
Use the time corridor.
You said you were a soldier. Have a new sense of loyalty.
I'm a quartermaster sergeant. I'm not combat trained. I can't afford your sort of principles. Look at me, I'm not exactly in condition. I can't even run properly.
You're pathetic.
That too.
Doctor, we're weaving in time.
Yes, I know.
Can't we materialise?
No, not until we're free of the time corridor. We risk breakup.
Is that true?
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Oh no.
They've gone.
They could have closed the time corridor down. Let's get out of here, I'm scared.
The entrance to the corridor is round here, sir.
Well, there's nothing there now. What was that?
A rodent.
wearing combat boots.
Back to the stairs, quick!
Can you see anything?
Get out of here!
Galloway! Galloway!
Galloway.
What are we waiting for?
The right moment. The time stress on the TARDIS varies greatly. I'm waiting for the right moment to break out of the time corridor.
When I get to my room, I feel sick.
Too late, Tegan. Hold on.
Hold on!
Checklist completed. All systems functioning.
Raise the force shield. All troopers to battle stations. Battle speed!
Doctor, I can't stand much more!
Hold on!
We're free. Is it over? For the moment. Are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
I don't believe this. How long has the station been in this state?
Since regular inspection ceased.
The place is falling to pieces.
And you're seeing it on a good day. If you wanted to see everything spick and span, you shouldn't have asked for a transfer to a prison. Come on.
How'd you cope with that mess?
By ignoring it. My only concern on this station is the medical welfare of the crew and the prisoner.
Isn't that rather a narrow view of your responsibilities?
Oh, do shut up, will you? It's the only way to stay sane. You've only been here 3 days, you know nothing.
I've been here long enough to learn that the morale on this station is appalling.
If the captain doesn't care, why should I?
Why indeed?
My tour of duty finishes here in 8 weeks. I'm dependent on a good report from the captain for my next promotion.
I see.
Oh, no, I don't think you do. If I don't get a good report, I could be here for another 2 years.
If Control were aware of the morale on this station, the captain wouldn't be in command.
It's been tried before. Usually by inexperienced new boys like you.
Doctor, we're traveling parallel to the time corridor.
Where are we going?
20th century Earth, it seems.
How long is your tour of duty?
2 years.
Oh. The captain normally allows new arrivals to settle in before subjecting them to the tedium of officer of the watch. What did you do?
I complained.
Someone should have warned you.
But I had every right. Have you seen the state of the defense system?
You fear an attack?
That's not the point.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. The only ship we ever see around here is our own supply vessel.
I think you may have spoken too soon. Sensors have picked up a ship in warp drive. It's just entered the exclusion zone.
Inform the captain.
I wouldn't bother him. Not yet. Could be anything.
I was playing Smash. I don't know what's happening in this episode of Doctor Who. Alright, he laid some face downs. Now it's my turn. Contract with the entities. I pay 1,000 points to fulfill my contract with the gate. Okay. That's actually bad. that changes my contract with the gate. Fusion summoning is actually gonna kill me, so I actually want to get rid of that thing. I can discard a card to destroy a spell, a trap card. Okay. Activate contract with the gate, allow me to bring any double D monster I want to my hand. I'm gonna bring Copernicus. Swirl Slime ability allows me to fusion summon Genghis in my hand. Fusion Slime with my triple D Pendragon. We're going on the offensive, boys. Oh, that's gay. Yes! Yes! I can finally use this. He saved himself. Next I summon double D Night Owl. A tuner. I chain Genghis ability. Allow me to special summon a double D monster from the graveyard, as well as Night Owl's ability. Allow me to summon another double D monster from the graveyard. Swirl Slime. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, that's dangerous. Wait a minute. I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to go crazy. Hold on. I activate contract with the entities. Oh wait, maybe I didn't want to do that. How do I increase my life points? I need a way to increase my life points. Maybe not yet. Flip some in this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need this to be a level. Oh, he changes somebody else's level. 4. I synchro summon by tuning my double D Night Owl with all this other garbage. Hi Gus King, Alexander. I discard Copernicus to destroy his face down. Let's battle. Since I have 3 triple D monsters, High Gus King doubles his attack points. It's over. I did not mean to beat this guy that badly. GG's. I did not mean to beat that guy like that. Holy.
Let the fighters check it out first.
What?
They'll be grateful for the practice.
You calculated where we are?
Well, the instruments are still affected by turbulence, but I think it's 1984. London. Found it!
Doctor, where are you going?
The time corridor. I want to find out what all this is about.
Fighter leader has made visual contact. It's a battle cruiser.
Go to red alert. Inform the captain.
Census report. We're being scanned, sir.
Red alert at once.
Such neglect. 100 years ago, this place would have been bustling with activity.
Might be again when we find out who's operating the time corridor.
Come on. Trouble with you, Tegan, is you have no imagination.
Just because I can't get worked up about a load of crumbling brickwork.
Operate the deflector shield.
Power building.
Seal airlocks.
Battlecruiser, stack the fighters.
Can we give them any supporting fire?
No, not at the moment.
All but airlock 3 sealed.
Alert maintenance.
We've been hit!
I have no idea what's going on. Rank up Astro Force. That's huge. Human resources. That's huge. This is tough, actually. This is actually tough. Is this a quick play? No. What does this do? During your main phase, pendulum monster your extra day. No. This is tough. This is actually really tough. This is actually really tough. Oh, but I have human resources. It's not that tough. Oh, shit. Use his ability to change another Double D monster's level. I'm gonna change him to level 4 and then build the overlay network. Come forth, Wave King Caesar. I don't know what the High Wave King does. So, just in case, I'm gonna chain Wave King Caesar, I think. I think that's okay. And then I make High Wave King. Oh. Why is it taking so long? Just a safety precaution. High wave. Battle. Victorious face down. It's Exodium. What is this guy playing? He has no extra deck. That's all she wrote. Okay, if he tries to special summon something, I can negate it. Control, it gains 1800 tax, and the field graveyard, I get a guard contract. Pretty good. Copycat. He's crashing into me. Can I get 2 DDs for this? Wave King's effect. I get a dark contract. Ouchies, my contract with the king. So now I have an unlimited supply of strong monsters I can bring to the forefront. Call it on. In the battle phase? He didn't even bring back the leg. That has 0 attack points. He copied nothing. He did 0 damage. What's happening? Oh, maybe you can hear it. I can't hear it. What is this baby's first deck, bro?
Condition, I can't even run properly.
I can add it to the top card, right?
That too.
Doctor, we're weaving in time.
Yes, yes, I know.
Can't we materialise?
No, not until we're free of the time corridor. We risk breakup.
True?
Not if I have anything to do with it.
Watch this. Watch this. Wait, watch this. Astral Force, magical Astral Force. Instead of taking my draw phase, I can add it to my hand, right? Wait, this is gold. This is gonna be goated. My trap, human resources. I put both of these back, and then we want to summon this. So I can add. We can just add this. We're gonna summon that. Yes. I want. I need a level 4. Actually, yeah, I can just grab 2 level 4s as well. But I want Night Owl. I'll take this. I activate contract with the gate. And I bring another monster. Card is normal summon, not the normal summon. And then I get 2 level 4s. I need something else. Maybe we should just summon like a strong monster like this guy. Summon Double D Night Owl. Its effect activates. Where's my effect? What? What? I'm confused. Something happened. I don't understand. Am I affecting involved? Huh. Okay. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, I can sacrifice my guys. Is it my turn? Oh, it's Jover. I take 1,000 from my contract. That shit doesn't. I'm not increasing my life points. Oh, I'll bring Double D Lilith to my hand. Now I activate the pendulum scales. The pendulum scales. I can summon any level 2 through 9 monsters I want, like Double D Orthros and Chaos King Apocalypse and Double D Lilith. Orthros ability. I get to target a monster. Oh no, Lilith's ability. Give me this. I can synchro summon these two. To summon High Gust King Alexander. I built the overlay network, or we can summon Siegfried. No, we're gonna build the overlay network. With my 2 level 4s. All hail Wave King Caesar, baby. Gus King's ability summons double D Orthros from the grave. Wait, what? Oh, no. So my tuner's back. I never use my normal summon. Bephermet. Change Bephermet's. His level is now level 4. You gonna let me play? Don't let me play? You can't do anything about this. I synchro summon. Curse King Siegfried. With 3 triple Ds, his attack doubles. Activate Lapis' ability to bring a pendulum from my extra deck to my hand. Oh yeah. Rank up Astral Force. No. I could have changed Caesar's ability, but I don't think I need to. And it's kind of dangerous if he somehow like mirror force everything. But I don't think he can. I should have moved them up. Let's battle. Wave King. Curse free. Blow him away, Gus King. It's over. Criminal.
Oh no.
They've gone. They could have closed the time corridor down. Let's get out of here. I'm scared.
The entrance to the corridor is round here, sir.
Well, there's nothing there now. What was that?
A rodent.
Wearing combat boots.
Back to the stairs, quick!
Can you see anything?
Get out of here!
Galloway! Galloway.
What are we waiting for?
The right moment. The time stress on the TARDIS varies greatly. I'm waiting for the right moment to break out of the time corridor.
When I get to my room, I feel sick.
Too late, Tegan. Hold on.
Hold on!
Checklist completed. All systems functioning.
Raise the force shield. All troopers to battle stations. Battle speed!
Doctor, I can't stand much more!
Hold on!
For the moment. Are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
I don't believe this. How long has the station been in this state?
Since regular inspection ceased.
The place is falling to pieces.
And you're seeing it on a good day. If you wanted to see everything spick and span, you shouldn't have asked for a transfer to a prison. Come on.
How'd you cope with that mess?
By ignoring it. My only concern on this station is the medical welfare of the crew and the prisoner.
Isn't that rather a narrow view of your responsibilities?
Oh, do shut up, will you? It's the only way to stay sane. You've only been here 3 days, you know nothing.
I've been here long enough to learn that the morale on this station is appalling.
If the captain doesn't care, why should I?
Why indeed?
My tour of duty finishes here in 8 weeks. I'm dependent on a good report from the captain for my next promotion.
I see.
Oh, no, I don't think you do. If I don't get a good report, I could be here for another 2 years.
If Control were aware of the morale on this station, the captain wouldn't be in command.
It's been tried before. Usually by inexperienced new boys like you.
Doctor, we're traveling parallel to the time corridor.
Where are we going?
20th century Earth, it seems.
How long is your tour of duty?
2 years.
Oh. Captain normally allows new arrivals to settle in before subjecting them to the tedium of Officer of the Watch. What did you do?
I complained.
Someone should have warned you.
But I had every right. Have you seen the state of the defense system?
You fear an attack?
That's not the point.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. The only ship we ever see around here is our own supply vessel.
I think you may have spoken too soon. Sensors have picked up a ship in warp drive. It's just entered the exclusion zone.
Inform the captain.
I wouldn't bother him. Not yet. Could be anything. Let the fighters check it out first.
What?
They'll be grateful for the practice.
You calculated where we are?
Well, the instruments are still affected by turbulence, but I think it's 1984. London. Found it!
Doctor, where are you going?
The time corridor. I want to find out what all this is about.
Fighter leader has made visual contact. It's a battle cruiser.
Go to red alert. Inform the captain.
Sensors report we're being scanned, sir.
Red alert at once.
Such neglect. 100 years ago, this place would have been bustling with activity.
Might be again when we find out who's operating the time corridor.
Come on. Trouble with you, Tegan, is you have no imagination.
Just because I can't get worked up about a load of crumbling brickwork.
Operate the deflector shield.
Power building.
Seal airlocks.
Battle cruiser has tracked the fighters.
Can we give them any supporting fire?
No, not at the moment.
All but airlock 3 sealed.
Alert maintenance.
We've been hit!
What's happening?
Engineering report.
What's happening?
Engineering report damage to the generating plant.
Cruiser's closing in, sir.
I've lost contact with the fighters.
Open fire. I said open fire!
We can't! We don't have enough power for the laser cannon. We are defenseless. Look, we should surrender.
No!
But we can't fight. We don't even have a deflector shield.
Mercer! How much longer is this slaughter to continue?
Where's the captain?
Dead, along with half the crew.
Battle cruiser preparing to dock.
Which airlock?
3. Maintenance team still working on it.
I want every available man down there. Block the corridor with anything they can find.
More killing?
Your bile would be better directed against the enemy, Doctor.
How long before they dock?
3 minutes. We'd better go down to the airlock.
Right.
Should we be boarded? Destroy the prisoner.
Good luck.
Don't come in here. Soldiers.
What? He'll be all right.
Look at the way he's dressed.
Must have come down the time corridor.
You've got to help me.
What happened?
Check how much longer the maintenance crew will be.
Right.
The cruiser's docked.
The cruiser's docked.
Get the shield down!
I must rest. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten since yesterday.
Who's controlling the time corridor?
I don't know. Have you got anything to eat?
Where are you from?
Earth. But not all the prisoners are from the same period. Are you sure you haven't got anything to eat?
Relax. I'm going into the warehouse.
No, I told you. There are soldiers.
Or perhaps they can tell us what's going on.
The time corridor's on the next level. Be careful.
Wait until I give the order.
Fools! I told you this would happen. They mined the corridor.
We do not want excuses. The attack must continue.
Only this time as I planned.
You will show more respect for the Supreme Dalek.
Your battle tactics won't work. Their position is too strong.
You may proceed. We shall try your plan. But should you fail, you will be exterminated.
dark, isn't it? Look around.
I can't see Galloway's body.
Bullets.
Recently fired.
Hardly alien.
Why advertise who you are?
Where's Tarlo?
Tarlo?
Where's he gone?
Did you hear that? No, sir. I thought I heard voices.
How long before they try again?
Soon.
Well, can't we board? Take the fight to them?
I think not. Mask down! Mask down!
We're finished.
It's every man for himself!
Oh, no. Himself?
Destroy the prisoner.
It's not working!
Get out! Tarlo! Tarlo!
May I help you, gentlemen? This is private property.
Yes, I'm sorry about this. A friend of mine wandered in here by mistake, and we're looking for him.
I don't see him.
What's going on?
Precisely what I'm trying to find out.
Come on, come on!
The bridge has been secured, sir. Good. We must join them.
The doctor has been detained in the warehouse. Dispatch a Dalek. He must be brought to our ship at once. I obey.
Oh, does nothing work properly? Try here. What's that smell?
Well, it can't be the prisoner.
Time corridors. Alien beings, really.
You may not believe us, but all we need is a minute or two more. The entrance to the time corridor is on this level, somewhere.
Interesting. You don't disbelieve us, do you?
Of course I disbelieve you. I've never heard such nonsense.
What have you discovered?
Nothing. Take them away.
Tell them, Colonel, they've guessed most of it already.
Are you from the press?
What have you found?
Quiet.
Tell me! Alien objects?
We'd better inform HQ about what's happened. Okay, sir.
Right. Explosive charges primed. What is that smell? Keep back.
Help me!
Stay away!
What's happening to me? Disarmed.
Release Davros.
It's heavy static. Can't get through to HQ.
A side effect of the time corridor.
Be quiet. Who's that?
Don't harm her, please, please. She's a friend.
Sorry, Doctor.
Look!
What is it?
A Dalek. Take cover!
Exterminate! 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 Exterminate!
You don't even look interested. How you like them apples? You got a shiny hunt. Got an A. How do you defeat more enemies? How many berries do we make? We make 4 billion betties.
Look!
What is it?
A Dalek. Take cover!
Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Where have they come from?
The time corridor.
From the ship you were on?
Must be.
What do they want?
out?
I hope we never find out.
Aim for the eyepiece! The stalk at the top of the dome!
My vision is impaired. I cannot see. My vision is impaired. I cannot see. I cannot see. My vision is impaired. I cannot see. Morning, morning. My vision is impaired. I cannot see. I cannot see. Warning, emergency.
She's all right, but we should get her downstairs.
While you're doing that, I'd like a hand with the debris outside.
The Dalek sent to the warehouse has been destroyed. How is that possible? The Doctor was aided by the Earth soldiers. Seal the warehouse terminal of the time corridor. We will deal with the Doctor in due course.
Where precisely are we going?
Keep your mask down. There can still be gas around.
So what? I'd rather die quickly than painfully of dehydration. Exactly how much longer are we going to wander around this maze?
Look, as far as we know, there are only 4 of us still alive. We can't fight the Daleks alone.
Only minutes ago, you were prepared to fight till the bitter end.
And look where it got me. A dead crew.
Then don't let it be for nothing.
What can we do?
Have you forgotten? This station has a self-destruct system.
Very still. Is it dead? I think not.
Soon be ready.
We could all do with something a bit stronger. How's your friend upstairs?
He's dead.
How is she?
She's sleeping naturally.
See, sir.
Thank you.
Who discovered these cylinders?
Builders. Converting the warehouse into flats.
Thought they were unexploded bombs.
Have you tried to open one?
Haven't even scratched the casing.
Do you think the Daleks have anything to do with this?
Would be an enormous coincidence if they didn't.
Who are you?
Commander Lytton.
Commander! My Daleks do not need troops!
You'd still be in prison or dead if it weren't for my men.
You speak as though my Daleks are no longer capable of war.
A lot has happened during your imprisonment.
The war with the Movellans is over.
Yes, although casualties were very high.
It is to be expected.
I'm talking about Dalek casualties.
Dalek casualties?
They lost Davros. They were totally defeated.
03 to HQ. 03 to HQ. Over.
Keep trying.
You must get reinforcements.
Well, I can't conjure them out of the air.
03 to
I have to
HQ.
find the telephone.
I'll go. You're needed here.
This is more than a military matter now. I'll have to speak to the Ministry of Defense. We'll need a massive troop
03
involvement.
to HQ. 03 to HQ. Over.
I'll come with you.
You're the only one who knows anything about fighting Daleks. Your duty's here.
For a moment. Don't you get funny ideas? I'd give anything for a glass of cool spring mountain water.
Quiet! Down! Fire!
Uniforms. Uniforms.
Here, take these. It'll help your head.
I won't be long. I must get back to my ship.
Sir?
I must find Turlo.
Yes, I understand how you feel, sir, but I must ask you to wait till the Colonel gets back.
No. There isn't time. Turlo's on board the Dalek ship.
I'm sure the Colonel won't be long.
Let him go.
I can't.
You're right, lad. Be careful.
I was terrified it was a Dalek.
It was. Or at least the remains of one.
He's still alive.
We have to find it before it tries to kill again. You all right?
There are malfunctions in my life support system. I require an engineer.
We must board the Dalek ship.
I must remain close to my cryogenic chamber. It may be necessary for me to be refrozen.
There is a time factor. The space station transmitted a distress call.
It will take days for the task force to arrive.
Not if the signal's been intercepted by a patrol ship.
Then you will shoot it down! I cannot be moved! Order an engineer to attend Davros. We should leave here at once. Without Davros, we have no future. He must be made to believe that we serve him.
This is a waste of time. The mutant could have escaped using the time corridor.
True. So why are you being so tentative in your search?
Oh, we don't know for certain.
Precisely. That's why we're searching the warehouse.
What's it look like?
Oh, you won't mistake it. The moment you find it, it'll try and kill you.
Gentlemen, you've saved my life. I'm Colonel Archer, Bomb Disposal Squad. I have to make an urgent call. May I use your radio? please. Thank you. It's dead.
Tell me about the Dalek defeat.
You already know most of it. The Daleks and the Mavellans were locked in an impasse. Each time their respective fleets attempted a stratagem, it was instantly anticipated and countered by their opponent's battle computer.
Two totally logical war machines unable to outthink each other. Fascinating! If only I'd been there.
But then the Mavellans found the answer. Sorry, sir.
Quickly, tell me.
They developed a virus which exclusively attacks the Daleks. The fleet was destroyed. Those who survived went to separate parts of the universe to escape the risk of further infection and work on a cure.
Have they succeeded?
Not yet.
So, they have returned to their creator. Like an errant child, they have come home once more. But this time, they will not abuse me. This time, I shall take my rightful place as their supreme being, and under my control, the Daleks shall once more become triumphant!
Will you be able to find an antidote?
Of course.
A lot of research has already been done.
I am Davros. The Daleks are my creation. If necessary, I shall genetically re-engineer them. Have you finished?
Almost, sir.
I will need a laboratory.
There is one already prepared for you.
I shall work here, on the station.
I've explained. There isn't time.
I cannot risk an accident. If the virus were to escape on board the Dalek ship...
Every precaution has been taken.
I work here! Or not at all.
I'll see what can be arranged.
Hurry. Close the panel.
And what happens when the task force arrives from Earth?
We shall be gone. I have a plan that will force Davros to leave of his own free will. Until then, you must supply him with everything he demands. Allow him access to the space station's laboratory. Now obey my will.
As you command.
What happened?
A small accident.
Sir.
You all right?
I caught my hand. It's nothing, sir. It isn't here. We haven't found the entrance to the time corridor either.
Temporarily disconnected, I would think.
Doctor.
Akka.
What is it? Nothing. Go on with the search.
Sam.
So much for the conqueror of the universe.
I told you it had gone.
Now
Is it dead?
Would you care to take a look? How is he?
It's more shock than physical. Come on, lad. Let's get you downstairs.
What happened?
The Dalek wasn't quite dead, I'm afraid. Here, take this.
Give us a hand, will you?
Of course.
We must get back to the TARDIS. I have to find the Dalek ship.
I'm not going back there. They'll kill me.
I need your help.
Help? You don't know how much of a coward I am.
Well, you can take this opportunity to show me. Come along.
Kill him! Wait! At least question him first.
What happened? What was that shooting?
Small problem with the Dalek.
He'd be more comfortable over here. Stay where you are.
Looks superficial.
As long as there isn't any poison in it. It was caused by an alien. We don't know what infection may have entered his bloodstream.
Well, the Colonel will be back soon. Then we'll get the pair of them to hospital.
I was frozen in that. 90 years of mind-numbing boredom.
Conscious.
Every second. The creatures of Earth have no stomach for judicial murder. They prefer to leave you to slowly rot and die. They call it being humane.
Then you must be equally humane in your revenge.
It is a planet I shall destroy at my leisure. But first, I must deal with a meddling Time Lord.
That has been anticipated.
You have the Doctor?
His capture is imminent.
Excellent. Once I have drained his mind of all knowledge, he shall then die slowly and painfully. He has interfered for the last time.
Don't do that!
Hide your eyes if it offends you.
Look, even an idiot like you must realize that he doesn't know anything.
He's not a member of the crew. He must be with the Daleks.
I told you. I'm from Earth.
Then how did you get here?
The Daleks' time corridor.
You believe that?
Why not? We know the Daleks are capable of time travel.
So we're letting him go?
No. But we're not going to wait here for the Daleks to find us, either.
Anyone want some tea?
No, thanks.
I'd much rather have the Colonel back. How much longer is he going to be?
Hey, where you going, lad? Come on. You're excused duties.
Are you all right?
Yeah. You stay there.
What's all that about?
Activate the exit to the time corridor. We obey!
Come on, lad. Nothing to worry about. It's only Sergeant Calder.
There's nothing to worry about.
inform him at once. Your laboratory is ready.
I will require the assistance of a chemist.
Of course.
And history. He is proven to be a competent mechanical engineer.
As you wish.
God.
An escort, with no members of the crew still at large. It's purely a precaution.
I am very difficult to kill.
I am very difficult to kill. Holy. He said, I am very difficult to kill.
What are you two whispering about?
I was wondering when the ambulance for Tegan would arrive.
That is in hand.
The reinforcements?
That is a military matter, therefore confidential.
I don't think you should wait for the ambulance.
This warehouse is under martial law. Attempt to leave, and I'll have the pair of you shot. That's it.
I've located the Dalek ship. Now, he'll drop you off at the warehouse when I collect Tegan. I'll come with you.
The Doctor's TARDIS has been caught in the time corridor. Prepare for duplication. Roll. I obey.
I serve the Daleks. I'm a Dalek agent.
Dude, this story sucks. This story sucks, bro. This story sucks. Actually, we kind of want this. Only kind of. I don't know what we want. are they still alive?
I think he meant like something my type besides this. Okay. What's it? Mr. Man, D-Dog, Edward, fucking, I don't even know what.
Lo, can you teach her how to do that properly? Lo, she looks like she's trying to do the work.
They're doing Twister. Yeah, actually, they were playing
Don't
Twister.
leave already. I want you there for the after show.
Fire it up and we'll see what happens.
I'm already live on my stream. I'm already live on my show.
Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, well, I'll just talk to you guys later.
Oh my god, you're not gonna hear me snore on the screen.
Alright,
You doing a sleep stream?
I'm
Talking about snoring? Do you have a history of bedwetting at all, Ruby? We can play live on that. Are you guys sleeping in the same bed?
Me and Ava are in the same room. Hey, listen, just know. Let me elaborate on that. I'll even let them know for the little fantasy, like, if Ava moves on the top one, it's not there. Like, it's just like, but, you know,
Definitely do a sleep stream. Definitely.
Definitely do this thing. We should play Dark, right? This actually gives me the Dark and the Artificial. What?
I feel like he'll probably, I messaged him on Discord. He'll unlock me. Bun says, of course, Ava's on top. We actually played rock, paper, scissors. She ended up on lot and he was. No, he was.
Definitely is that show.
I'm gonna get cooked now?
Today we have our first ever
I should have took.
Short
I don't
Family
know.
Mario Kart World competition. Wow, the Short Family are all such free thinkers, except for the ones on the baby blooper. So yeah, this is something I think I'm going to be doing at least once a week. I may not make a video out of it every single time, but we're definitely going to be doing these races, these friend lobbies, fun rooms in my Discord server. And if you want to join, you just hit the join button on my YouTube channel, and you do have to give me some money. That's how YouTube members work. Otherwise, we're going to have way too many people, and that will be impossible to organize. So yeah, you also get access to emotes and stuff. I never really promote my YouTube members except for on stream, but now that we have something we're actually doing every week,
I should have took the chip.
now's a great time.
I don't know what I should have taken. The charcoal's not bad if I can schmooze another one. fucking. Might have to ditch these two. I forgot to turn on guard. Close game.
He even went on to say that the four road promise was a path that he needed to complete. And without the promise of what is at the end, even without knowing what treasure would be at the end, he already believed that he would become the greatest pirate crew in the world in both name and fact. And that to me sounds incredible, especially from a reader's perspective. It's not like we think that the treasure sitting flat is just something that I like a thirst. Some people think history is fake, a movie, an actor, a banquet, a fake sake, some kind of combination of the above. And who knows what Shanks, Buggy, Big Mom, Kaido, or even Whitebeard will leave loose at the end. But it was something that brought the likes of Odin, Rayleigh, Roger, Gabon, and the entire crew to their knees in laughter. But remember, that's the One Piece. That's not what Roger was going there for. Whatever was there was second for Roger. The real goal for Roger was nothing more than the last island. The greatest pirate crew in the world was the one that circumnavigated the globe first. This was something even in our world was a cup that the only select few could ever claim.
We should have kept that shell loss. I guess I should have kept the shell loss. Hmm. He's ghost. Good grits? No. Yeah. Might be over. I don't know how to pull myself out of this one. My team's really not strong enough for this stage of the game. Fire Psychic. Oh, we already have 2 fire types. See, really, I don't know what we need. We beat that guy. All I could do is turn on his sound. Holy. Hum, hum, hum. Dun, 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 dun. Scope lens. I just don't have space. Well, you're not dark though. I need it to be a dark type. And he's dead. Yep. GG's top 3. Top 3. Maps are indeed important, young Padawan.
An ominous shadowy image of all these pirates peering over a bloodied map. But this entire time, you gotta ask yourself, did Roger really leave the map he made at Laughtail? It doesn't seem like he left it with Rayleigh. Maybe he gave it to Shanks, but since Shanks needs the red poneglyphs, maybe not. And that's what's really important here. He was a dead man walking. For who did he need to circumnavigate the globe for? He wanted to make a map of everything and just die? He didn't give it to Ace or anyone, it seems. I mean, not that he didn't trust his crew, but after he parted ways and disbanded them, he put his trust in Garp to take the knowledge of his son's existence to his grave. In reality, most maps took a lot of time and effort, as it did with Roger, and the really good ones were commissioned by kings, or there was some kind of huge funding behind it, like in Columbus's case. So where did Roger bury his treasure? And for that, I thought about it from Luffy's perspective. See, Oda did a very important thing. He had Luffy proclaim his treasure at the start, the Straw Hat. And when you think about Luffy, he already has his treasure before becoming King of the Pirates. The goal that he wants of Pirate King is simply a benchmark above Shanks to prove that Luffy achieved more than Shanks. Luffy proclaimed that he will become a pirate, and Shanks said he was too little, and that pushed Luffy to say he will become a pirate, saying one day I'll have a ship and crew better than yours, and we'll have the biggest hoard of treasure in the world. I'm gonna become King of the Pirates. To which Shanks then imparted the Straw Hat, the memento that became Luffy's treasure, that he would then return back to Shanks once he becomes a great pirate. And this conversation is the one that I think Roger had when he set off as well. It seems like Roger even had parallel lines. When Roger said he would have the greatest pirate crew in name and fact, there was no benchmark, there was no Pirate King. That's significant because remember, Whitebeard didn't care at all about Laughtail. Roger and Whitebeard had different metrics for their success and their dreams. Now, in the current timeline, everyone is racing to the One Piece, and whoever gets there first is the best. But so then, who is Roger trying to prove that he was the greatest crew to? It would have to be someone who cared about the same metric, and so someone who cared about circumnavigating the globe. And that would mean an adventurer, someone like Nolan, for example, an explorer. And if you're wondering who that person might be, I think it's simple. It's the man on Roger's Jolly Roger. Not only do I think I know who this person might be, I know what group he was a part of. And I think the most important part is that I think the most likely answer is that this man was a Portgas, as in a relative of Rouge, Roger's eventual baby mama. And now, I could have ended the theory at that part where I think that this is the man that Roger left his map with, and that like Stampede, there was some kind of mass retrieval for Roger's map. But here's the thing, I don't think Roger's map will be relevant for the future storyline other than for a major event that took place in the past. See, something I realized was, weren't the world government hunting down anyone and everyone that was connected to Roger? They even went after Tom for building the Oro Jackson. So wouldn't it make sense that they would search for Roger's log, map, and an easy one would be to look for the person on his Jolly Roger, especially because sure, to us it could just be a design, but to a character like Garp, maybe it's someone they knew. And if they were able to locate who it was, then I would imagine that just like O'Hara, just like Tom, and just like Ace, they would go to the extremes to wipe them out, and probably to even a greater degree than they went for Tom or Ace, because there was a direct danger of having the map be widely spread. I mean, the moment the world receives the map, wouldn't the world government immediately know the connection? So there's a few ways this could have went down. Either the world government preemptively took out this person and they were lost to history, or they succeeded and right now Roger's map is circulating the globe in its entirety. And I'm here saying Roger succeeded. Roger's map is circulating right now. In fact, you could go to the Thousand Sunny and find his map at this very moment, and you're probably so confused, but hear me out. See, we have to remember, everything we know about Roger's journey so far has been through the lens of someone else. Crocus, Shanks, Buggy, Rayleigh, and eventually through Odin. But the problem is, none of those lenses are from the man himself. We have almost no understanding of Roger from his point of view, but think that we do. And so again, Oda does a clever thing and makes us believe that Roger found Laughtail, disbanded his crew, left his ship, his captain's hat, found some hoochie mama, and then had Ace and just kicked the bucket to give his speech. But there was a whole year between Roger leaving his crew and his execution. And during that year, do you think Roger did nothing? If there's anything that we could headcanon about Roger, is that he is a restless fellow like Luffy. But we don't even need to headcanon this, because we know for a fact that during this time is when Roger decided to meet up with Whitebeard and had their last conversation. If Roger was capable of facilitating a meeting with basically a Yonko of the sea while he was solo, then I'm sure Roger was able to make it around the world just fine. And so we have a voided year of Roger's life that I'm sure is when he decided to leave his map. And so if Roger was aware that everything he touched would end up targeted by the world, then it would make sense that he gave it away. But if it's circulating right now, then how? And the way he did it was with a book. The Book of Roger. A book filled with stories that are disguised simply as stories of explorers who visited the islands throughout the world. A fantastic retelling, and maybe even positioned in a way that ended up looking like a collection of people's experiences rather than just that of one man. And that book was called Bragman. Yes, you may have forgotten that gem that Oda formally introduced to us in chapter 115, where when the Straw Hats landed on Little Garden, we ended the chapter with a note. To its inhabitants, the island truly is a little garden. Therefore, let us call it Little Garden, Land of Giants. Louis Arnott, Explorer. Now, before I hit the nail on the head, doesn't this naming style sound familiar? It's a more elegant, straightforward version of Luffy, kind of like Roger when he said Joy Boy left a tale full of laughter and thus named the island Laugh Tale. Similarly, this island was a garden little for the inhabitants, so it became Little Garden. And guess who is the person who owns this book on the Straw Hats? It was Nami. Nami was the one who remembered the story of giants and found the book. And that is significant because Dory and Brogy were only there for 100 years, so that means at the minimum, the story had to be written during a recent period. Oda actually gives us a key detail in the SBS. A reader saw that this book was one of the main books saved at Ohara and asked about Bragmen, and Oda's response was this. Bragmen, as in liars or men who brag, is the title of the world-famous book, a book of adventures on the Grand Line. It records what seafarers saw, all the unbelievable islands, mysterious people, and occurrences of the sea, and things which most people around the world don't believe for an instant. They just laughed at them. And when one thinks that this book was among those which the scholars in Ohara sacrificed their lives to protect, a warm feeling wells up inside me. And are these Bragmen really liars? Please answer this question yourself by reading about the adventures of Luffy and his gang. And that to me is huge. Essentially, the way the book is positioned is a fictional romance, rather than a historical reference as written on the cover. But the title is also misleading, a story of Bragmen that is meant to excite people but not something the authorities would clamp down on. And when you think about it, this is the perfect way to mask the presence of the map. Now, I doubt the book has the story of Laugh Tale or everything in its entirety, but maybe it did and nobody realized it. But it is crazy that Oda says that the book should be interpreted as if we're looking through Luffy's lens and with his adventure in mind. And since he is on the path of the Pirate King, isn't that just a roundabout way of saying Luffy and these stories are similar? Which this book is essentially a laugh tale to many. So wouldn't that be perfect for someone like Roger, who after completing his magnus opus was left with a tale of laughter himself? Wouldn't it make sense that Roger was inspired to do much of the same? And even more so, another important detail is that in another translation of this SBS, it says apparently that if we see the book today, that means it's the direct result of the Oharan sacrifice to protect the book, which means that this book is world famous after Roger's travels. And that is another significant point, which now we know the person who saved the book would be Saul, since him and the new giant pirates were the ones who salvaged the books from Ohara, making Elbaf another possible entry point for this book's relevance. Vegapunk and Shanks may have had a hand in helping as well, but what's important is this book's distribution lines up with after Roger's death, but before our storyline. And another perfect thing is that because it's Bragmen, there could be several people's stories in here masking Roger's own stories. This book apparently got a similar reception to many in the world as Nolan's Book of Lies, but a significant thing is that this book shows up 3 times in our story. The first time is with Nami, the second time is with Ohara, and the third time is actually with Mask Deuce and Ace from the Ace novels. So in reality, the 2 people that handled this book ended up being instrumental guides for the inheritance inheritors of Roger's will, Ace and Luffy. In fact, if you read the Ace novels, you see the stark contrast in reception of Bragmen and the legend of Roger that Masked Deuce had. On one hand, the adventures told in the book were not only life-saving, but course-changing for him. He fell in love with the life of a sailor, adventurer, explorer, but despised Roger to a certain extent. The rumors the world ran with of the demonic evil pirate king that committed the greatest crime was also the one who made the world conflate adventurers and pirates, and this gray area of separation between fame and infamy was also something that Ace received as well. The adventures that he wanted and the legacy of the man he was running from would have been one in the same, and for both of them, the irony would be that the book was a book of Roger, essentially. When Roger told Rayleigh that he wasn't going to die, if this was part of his plan to be immortalized in history, this would be a great way to do it. And while I'm selling this idea to you, I might as well add that the Book of Roger is actually a real thing in our world. Kitab Rujar, or Tabula Rogeriana, was an atlas commissioned in 1138 by King Roger II and was created by Islamic geographer Muhammad al-Idrisi in 1154. This atlas compiles 70 maps. This map was hailed as one of the greatest works of geography and cartography in human history. For centuries, this map would be used and recopied by other map makers almost completely unaltered. In fact, this map was so well made that it was used to make a globe later on, and the calculated circumference of the world derived from the Book of Roger had a margin of error less than 10%, which is almost correct by my standards, given the era it was made. I imagine if I asked all of my viewers right now to try and recreate this map with all the same tools and knowledge of that period, none of us would succeed. And historians even say that these maps hinted at the concept of gravity, further signifying how precise of a map this was. And so it could even be one of the reasons Oda named Roger the way he did, because of this legendary book that basically shifted cartography on its head. Oh, and the other reason I think that is because these maps were made upside down. So the original map of Europe was drawn with the South Pole on the top side. So in order to see the world the way we see it now, you'd have to turn the world upside down. And so I believe that the Book of Roger from 1154, which was taught and reprinted all the way into the 1800s, is the reference of Roger's name and Bragmen, especially given how profound it was. The book was obviously used by sailors and navigators, which would have coincided with the eras that piracy was in its golden age. The irony is that King Roger died before the book was completed, which leaves us with the author, Louis Arnott. Now here is where it gets super theoretical, because obviously there's not a lot to go off of, but I think there's a way to explain this that will kind of umbrella the entire theory, and at the end I will explain what I currently think is the case. So to fast forward, I think Roger entrusted his map to a confidant. That confidant was either Louis Arnott or an author of Bragmen, and as for who that person is or what they look like, well, the best guess I have is the man on Roger's Jolly Roger, the mystery face and appearance that has yet to show up in the series. That couldn't be Roger, it's the wrong mustache and color, but it's specific, and you cannot tell me that Oda didn't choose the Jolly Roger of the literal pirate king of his story with an attention to detail. I mean, Oda explained what Jolly Rogers were within the first 10 chapters of the series. He taught the reader how to make their own Jolly Rogers and what to use as an inspiration. Oda on several occasions emphasized what this symbol means, and the story of One Piece is all about symbolism and the various meanings behind those symbols. Given that Roger is a keystone character of the series, it would be insane for me to think that this design was just a throwaway design that Oda has basically never reproduced in the series, where many times character designs are reproduced in minor ways. And so I think the reason Roger went on his journey was because growing up, his Shanks was a Bragman, a fearless adventurer who refused to take Roger on a journey because he was too little. Through a mirrored situation with Luffy, Roger decides to make his own crew and chase the one thing that would make him the greatest pirate crew in both name and fact, which was circumnavigate the globe, something no man had ever done. And when that happened, Roger would have proved to his mentor that he was the greatest adventurer, thus mirroring Luffy's story, but at a time when a pirate king did not exist. Now, here is where things get difficult, and it gets difficult for a few reasons. One, the lack of information, but two, the concept of pen names. Remember Masked Deuce? That's technically a pen name. That's not his real name. In fact, many characters in the story do not have their real names. Technically, Ace is an example, but not exactly for the pen name reason. But in conjunction with the story of Bragmen in the Ace novel, Masked Deuce discusses the idea of a pen name, essentially a way to mask himself and chronicle his adventure under a new name. Now, how ironic would that be that the author of the book that was essentially his Bible would have a pen name of their own? I feel like this concept of authors, names, and groups of people that could have contributed to these stories would be a waste of time for me to try and get exactly right, when in reality Oda could simply use this plot device to insert several significant characters. For example, it crossed my mind that maybe some of Nolan's stories made it in here, or rather than garnering his poor reputation, they used a pen name for Nolan too. And maybe this is where Willie Caron, the random named physicist in chapter 218 that has the quote that anything man can imagine is a possibility in reality. That sounds like a quote that would find a home within the Book of Bragman. This book that inspired adventure and exploration is the perfect bucket to put many characters from the pre-Golden Age into. Since this book was on Ohara pre-production, it could even be a place where Clover put his stories into when he traveled the world. And it wouldn't be crazy if the man who inspired pirates around the world was the same man who inspired adventure via this book, Bragman, which maybe the author is not a pen name for Roger, maybe the title is. BR could be Book of Roger, and maybe after Grand Line is AG. Oda could spin this many ways to make it meaningful, but I digress, because the main part I want to get to is the actual man that probably pushed Roger's story forward. Remember I said this person was most likely a Portgaz? The reason I say that is because I always thought it was odd that when Roger settled down after his legendary journey, that within months not only did he find a beautiful wife like a typical shonen MC, but Portgaz D. Rouge was a D-clan member, donning a hibiscus flower and orange hair. And I was thinking maybe it makes more sense that he didn't just meet her afterwards, and instead this was a relationship he had from before, like a childhood best friend. And the easiest way to connect the dots would be if Portgaz D. Rouge was related to the man who set Roger off on his journey. And I know I said this part was super theoretical, there was a few disconnected dots as to why I thought this, and I'll lay them out here. The part that I'm more confident on is that the man on Roger's flag is a Bragman, and that by circumnavigating the globe, Roger joined their ranks honorably, kind of like how Luffy would gain the respect of the red-haired pirates by becoming king of the pirates. The thing I'm reasonably less confident of is the name, but the name that gives me the most confidence is Portgaz, and one of the disconnected reasons is the headcanon of how Roger met Rouge. Knowing that Roger was able to visit even Whitebeard after disbanding the crew, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that Roger was freely able to travel the world, which would be easier if he had his map. But as for who he'd trust his map and information with, well, outside of his crew, Garp, and his wife, it would be the man on his Jolly Roger, and it would make it simple if those last two were connected, given he trusted her to have his son despite the danger. But for added context, a line that has always stuck out to me for a multitude of reasons was from chapter 594, where Saint Venus says, the Portgaz name is becoming too well known nowadays, which implies that at one time they were not only a known name, but a problematic name, and we've gone through the entire story not knowing another Portgaz or any other point of history where that name would have been a thorn in their side. And I thought about how random of a line that was. I even translated it separate, and the direct translation was crazier, since Saint Venus says something along the lines of, since I've been here, the Portgaz name has been too well known. So where could they have been known, and for what? And I think it might have been for map making. We know of a legendary guild of shipwrights and even scholars, and what's crazy is that the world government has attacked both sets. Had the scholars been directly related to Roger, they wouldn't even need an excuse, but for Tom, they wanted him dead simply for building Roger's ship. So what's the crime for being the mentor of the Pirate King, or the keeper of Roger's records? I mean, when you think about it, Roger may not have realized it, but one of the biggest targets would be put on whoever this Jolly Roger's face was. Like if you wear a straw hat like Luffy's, people would at least look twice, and if you had this mustache that matched the Pirate King symbol, then it would at least warrant the person getting a haircut, because we already talked about how throughout the entire series, this is a unique face. So as garbage of a reason it was to execute Tom, I would imagine being the inspiration for Roger's Jolly Roger would be enough to be charged for crimes against the world as well. So let me ask you, where was a place that got wiped out completely in a way not too dissimilar to Ohara, leaving a soul or a few survivors like Robin and Saul? And that place would be Okiote Kingdom. See, in the year 1500, Roger was executed, and thereafter we see the world government take several actions against the world that garnered newsworthy attention. The trial of Tom, the legendary shipwright, the deletion of the scholars of Ohara, and it makes you wonder, what was the news that never got the same attention, was manipulated, or hidden in the darkest parts of history? Does it make sense that these were the only actions the Gorosei and the rulers took? And that's where 4 years from Roger's death, we get the destruction of a town in Okyo Kingdom, in honestly a manner that looks similar to Ohara, leaving only 3 survivors: Bellamere, a Navy officer, Nami, an innocent baby, and Nojiko, the girl that tied it all together. Now, I've racked my brain about what happened in this town in Okyo Kingdom, but there's so many possibilities even now. Though I think I have an idea about what happened, and I think I'll cover it in the next Nami video, but instead of looking at it from the lens of what might have happened, I want to just bring up some of the fringe details we know. So what we know is that the Marines were called into a place where there were no survivors and Bellamere thought she was left for dead. Why would that be the case? Why would the Marines be dispatched to a location where survivors wouldn't be confirmed? It sounds like there's a convoluted reason as to why this is the case, and why I say that is that sure, Bellamere prioritized saving Nami and Nojiko, but why did she feel the need to leave the Marines? Remember, Nami grew up poor, having to split meals with Nojiko, which most of the time were just tangerines. Bellamere chose this path despite having been a proud Navy Marine that was capable of almost taking down Arlong and willing to fight Shiki. We know Marines can have a family and their job. Wouldn't the Marines be ecstatic that there was a survivor of such a tragic event? The event at Okyo made Bellamere not only abandon her duty, but here's the crazy part. She decided to hide Nami and Nojiko's existence, and we know this because when Arlong came to Kokoyashi village, we find out that Nami and Nojiko were never registered in the government records, which in and of itself is an odd thing. But then you pair the context of other similar scenarios in One Piece where birth records were asked to be altered. You start wondering why this would be necessary. I mean, Bonnie and Kuma had a pretty crazy reason as to why they needed their birth records to be doctored. And then there's Ace, who was born Gold D Ace, but was recorded as Portgas D Ace. Now, Bellamere had no personal knowledge of Nami or who she was connected to, but she came out of that event not only leaving her duty as a proud Marine, but also hiding Nami from the world government, because it's not like she would predict that a pirate would come along and tax their population based on dependence like Arlong did. But we know that Arlong was mimicking the world government, but to hide the birth records entirely makes me think that the events at Okyo Kingdom, where she was left for dead, may not be what we think, and it is a situation similar to Robin in Ohara, or even Smoker in Alabasta, where he left the situation embarrassed that the world government gave him credit, or Fujitora in Dressrosa, where if Fujitora didn't give Straw Hat credit, it would be an embarrassment to him, or Garp on God Valley, who refuses to talk about his heroism because we know what kind of event God Valley is now. But back onto Ohara, we know the knowledge of Robin's origins made her a person that was chased for her entire life, and I think Nami probably has a backstory that mirrors Robin, but also Kuma to a certain extent. And I think it may be that the place in Okyo Kingdom was a place of a cleansing event that the Holy Knights went through and attacked, leaving no survivors. We know that Marines are present at what Garp calls a Celestial Dragon field trip, but also the year would have lined up roughly to be about 18 years after God Valley, and we know that these events take place every 3 years. It's an event meant to wipe everyone, and also one that is kept under wraps. The irony is that Nami survived it, but when Bellamere saved her, she said, "I wish I was found by rich people." But had that happened, she would have been cleansed the same way. It's these small details that lead me towards this direction. Another one being the various parallels this would create, and interconnectedness. Because if Roger's map was a prize in the Great Cleansing event on Okyo Kingdom, that could parallel the Rock's Pirate Crown Jewel as a prize for God Valley. And also Movie Stampede, where an ex-Roger associate having Laugh-Tale information garnered the world's attention. Nami's storyline would also be similar to Robin's even more than it already is, and so much more. But honestly, I'm spoiling a future video at this point. Let me backtrack. The main point being that this man was Portgas. My synthesis point is that this man was also Nami's father. If he was a renowned map maker, then he could be the reason why Nami has the notable disposition towards understanding sea charts and making maps. Arlong was saying that Nami is a genius. Through the combination of Fishman's expertise in water and Nami's expertise in cartography, they would be able to rule the world. And we know this as even throughout the story, we have seen so many times when Nami's genius ability is touted not just through our understanding of maps, but also understanding of weather, climate, air, water, waves, sensing the barometric pressure, almost as if she was a unique race. Oda made it that Shiki, a world-renowned rocks pirate, was able to instantly recognize Nami's ability in the movie Strong World, but it's a continuous thematic that she has. And going back to it, if Nami's ability is that recognizable, imagine for a second that the people on Oikot Kingdom were similar to Nami or just her lineage? Wouldn't they make strides throughout the world and be sought after for a powerhouse in navigation in a world where navigating the seas is bread and butter? And the reason I say all of this is because we are missing a major powerhouse here. Someone had to make the map that Emu has, and even more, we know the world at one point had great cartographers and geographers because at Ohara there was a giant globe. Someone had to contribute to that, and it wouldn't be an archaeologist. There had to be at one point a powerhouse in map making that resulted in that. Cartography is one of the keystone advances in human civilization. Without sailing, there basically is no human civilization, and I can't imagine that Oda would not spend time on this aspect of sailing, piracy, and adventure when he did all this research on sailors and pirates. It even had a prime focus on it in the early stages of One Piece, and in fact the entirety of the Netflix live action that was redone to compress the most important premises of One Piece with Oda's guidance was actually a plot centered around every antagonist wanting the map to get to the Grand Line. It was what was stolen from Axe-Hand Morgans and constantly chased after until we got to Arlong. And in the show, Oda even had an Easter egg for a map titled the Sea King of Great Oiko, which is interesting that they have such a grand detailed map of Oiko Kingdom made. And if that famous cartographer lineage was Portgas, then the line that Venus had would make all the more sense, because it would make sense that the Gorosei would want them to be wiped out. Every aspect of sailing has been demonized, from simply adventuring like Noland to making ships like Tom. Heck, you can't even sail the oceans without permission from the world government. And Roger's story was spun as well. So I would imagine if you were a map maker that was documenting a guide for people to travel off of land, then that would be something the Gorosei would want to stop. And then years down the line, when Ace becomes famous, it would then be apt to say what Saint Venus said. And so if I think that the man on Roger's Jolly Roger is a world-renowned cartographer, then I think this man would be connected to Nami. And I think blood relation makes sense because of two directions. Oda connected Nami to both Ace and Rouge, the only confirmed Portgas in the story. The Ace one is more loose, but something significant was told to us about Nami's ability to pilot a waver. Konis's dad said the user would need to understand the sea and anticipate the waves, and said 10 years was needed in training. And the specific form of travel was a windless form, and the only other character to do that in the series is Ace on his Striker. It's very similar to a waver in that it's powered by an engine that after Ace's death, Masseuse was able to refit it with a dial and operated much of the same way a waver would be used. And Ace also in basically no time was able to master the craft, alluding to the idea that Ace was also an expert in a way not too different than Nami. And I know that's a loose connection, but Nami was able to do all this because of her innate understanding of waves, which is something Oda consistently highlights. Also, a very slight one is Nami is able to understand the weather to the point she can make it storm with a little bit of power. And I say a little bit, not including Zeus. Now, I'm not saying the Mera Mera no Mi isn't a great power, but apparently without even fighting or activating it, Ace was able to use his power to stop it from snowing on Drum Island, something that was basically a phenomenon for that island. And I think if Nami had Ace's power, she'd be able to easily achieve the same thing, even without people believing Ace would need to be awakened to do so, because Nami can do a micro-sized version with just a staff. But moving to Rouge, who is even more minor of a character, I think Oda is way more blunt with how a character like this is connected to us. I mean, when we got introduced to Jinni, it was almost instant that people realized she would end up being Bonnie's mother. And similarly here, in a short time we got Rouge. We understood she was a stubborn lady who was able to evade marine capture, so she was sneaky, loved kids as she was able to endure a year-long pregnancy for the sake of Ace's survival, but also she had orange hair and wore a hibiscus in her ear. And I know orange hair, wow, Parvision, you're so smart, but also the hibiscus in their hair isn't exactly a common thing. But Oda time and time again draws Nami with the hibiscus in her hair. It's so subtle, and he commonly does it, and at times only with Nami. And I feel like it's just one of those things that if it were ever to be confirmed, then it would be an oh duh moment. Get it? An oh duh moment, a feeling I think is common when we read Oda's work. But to summarize, I think these three people are Portgas, the two confirmed ones, and the theoretical Jolly Roger guy. And I think the Waver connects Nami and Ace. Appearance and Hibiscus connects Rouge and Nami. We know Rouge and Ace's connection, but this would connect Rouge, Roger, and the Jolly Roger. And I think map making is what will connect the man on Roger's Jolly Roger and Nami. But also Roger's dream and Nami's dream essentially being the same. That being the most significant realization here. If I'm correct, that Bragman book is a book of Roger's journey, and then it would make sense why Oda had Nami be the one to introduce us to the Book of Bragmen, and the only other time he used the book was by having Ace's right hand have it as his Bible. So while Ace himself was running from Roger, he was still touched by the romanticization Roger created. But also, if I'm right, then if this man was the man that gave Roger the straw hat, then it would make sense why Nami was the second person in the story to wear the straw hat, but also the one Luffy admitted it was his treasure to. Nami was also the one who repaired the straw hat, and it would be an insane poetry if it was actually her father's hat. When Luffy connected with Ace, Nami had a profound respect for Ace, but also was the one that instinctively put Ace's Viver card in Luffy's hat. If her father was a legendary map maker and Nami would have been next in line of a protected craft, then it would mirror Robin being the lone survivor of a clan that could read the poneglyphs. And we know just as much as you need to read the poneglyph, for the 4 road poneglyphs, you also need a navigator as good as Nami to even be able to decipher the location of Laugh-Tale. Which in that regard, cartography is a needed keystone for Laugh-Tale. And if all of this weren't enough, I think the main reason I want to find the connection between Roger and Nami is because Roger said something curious to Rouge. It was that if he had a kid, and it was a girl, her name would be Anne. Ultimately, he had a son, so he became Ace, but Anne is the significant name. And I think I know why Ace and Anne were the names. It's because Goldie Ace sounds like Gold Days, and Goldie Anne or Goldie An sounds like Gold Dawn or Golden. But in any case, Oda had a concept art for Nami, concept designs, and actually full stories, where he replaced Nami and instead her name was Anne. Yes, before Nami was Anne. And that's the thing, we don't actually know Nami's birth name in the current One Piece story. Nami is the name given to her by Bellemere, but in reality, Nami is probably related to Rouge, Ace, Roger, and the man on the Jolly Roger. And at first, since Roger and her shared the same dream, I was thinking she was Goldie Anne. But at the moment, it's more digestible for me to think she is Portgas D. Anne, part of the clan of legendary cartographers and daughter of the man that inspired the Pirate King. And I actually think through a different subset of information, I have an idea of what Okyo Kingdom looked like, and what Nami's backstory was like. And I know all of this feels so random, but especially now with where we are with One Piece, I feel like Oda will 100% circle back to these missing stories, like we did with Sanji, Zoro. Luffy's story is 100% coming through Dragon, as he said that's what he wants to draw the most. And I feel like that pattern will continue. In my opinion, Nami is Oda's favorite character, and if it means anything, he married Nami in real life. I have no doubts that the void he put in her story will be revealed. Maybe as soon as Elbaf, given Saul's connection to Laugh-Tale and the D-Clan name. And for all of that and so much more, subscribe to the channel and tune in next time. If I were to hype up that story even more, I think that story could involve Fishman, an Admiral, Wano, and so much more. The story of Portgas D. Anne. And I know it's been a while since I last posted a video, but anyways, I usually end my videos with some extra notes. They're usually disconnected, or I put a message like to join my Discord or join as a member, because I have a surprise coming up for members in my Discord. But this time, the 2 extra things I wanted to do was say, I'll probably start putting some life updates in the comments of my new videos for those who care or want to find them, but also, this video was meant to be a 15-minute video and it was completely different, but I'm probably going to start changing the format of my channel anyways. I used to make really long theories, which I still will do. The main long ones coming up are what I think the One Piece is, which to get a good understanding of that one, start at the Beatles theory, which is here, and if you are a member, then in a conversation with Zonin, I teased the part 2 already, which would have lightly connected you to the Ushi Oni reveal for Saint Saturn, but I will probably split up my videos in theories, and I will have more video analysis and much varied lengths for my videos. For example, I have a short video saying that Dr. Hairlook might have also been a part of the Bragmen as an example, and previously I'd avoid posting them since random videos hurt my channel, but I'm going to try and not let the meta hurt my output anymore, and there might even be weeks where I skip chapter reactions to focus on videos. And in every scenario, I want to thank everyone for having patience and supporting me. And just like you put a smile on my face, I hope every once in a while I leave you with a laugh tail. And so, like always, thank you for connecting with me, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you all on the next part vision.
What's the word, y'all? Before this video starts, I'd like to clarify that I am not a doctor. All the medical mumbo jumbo I'm gonna be saying in this video are straight out of Wikipedia, so if I get things wrong, I'm sorry. I have the same medical knowledge as Dr. Phil, whom I just learned is not a doctor. Out of all the Straw Hats' dream, it feels like Chopper's dream of curing all the diseases in the One Piece world is the most ambitious. Yeah, you got Robin trying to find a history lesson, Sanji trying to find a sea, and Zoro trying to be the world's strongest swordsman. Yeah, you got Jinbei's dream of trying to stop fish racism, but it's just a big fat fish breeding dolphin, so who cares what he has to say? But Chopper's dream of curing all the diseases in the One Piece world is by far the most useful, especially in the One Piece world. If Chopper somehow manages to cure all the diseases in the One Piece world, no one would die of natural causes anymore. Well, until they start making a healthcare system that would scam you out of your health insurance. I'll be listing down every known disease in the One Piece world and ranking them on how deadly they are, listing out their cures and all the known cases, as well as their real-world counterpart if it existed in the real world. So like, subscribe, like the video, I don't really care. Just support small creators. Kicking off things with the least deadliest disease, which is the diver's disease that Mott Black Cricket got in the Jai arc. This one's very self-explanatory. Diver's disease, it only happens to divers. You know, you dive too deep underwater, the water pressure changes, and if you keep doing that again and again, your blood wouldn't get used to the sun and changes, thus causing you to get sick. Cricket got this when he was diving deep trying to find Nolan's treasure, which he thought was sunk below, but was in actuality lifted up to the sky. And there's a foreshadowing here of, you know, islands sinking and going up to the sky, but I'm not the one to tell you that right now. You know, just don't skip Skypiea. This is actually a real disease in the real world. You know, it's called decompression sickness, and it actually works the same way, so maybe Oda got inspiration from this one. Chopper manages to cure Cricket very easily through Chopper's medical powers. I mean, when a reindeer from a pirate ship gives you medicine for your diver's disease, you take it. right? But normally to cure decompression sickness, you have to go through a hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And no, I'm not talking about the hyperbolic time chamber. That's a different one. But basically, it's oxygen therapy where you adjust your body through breathing properly again. Because, you know, if you're that deep underwater, you forget how to breathe. I'm not the one to tell you this, but I can't swim. So I'm afraid of the ocean. So what kind of sane man goes that deep underwater without like a suit or something like that? The next disease, which only affects Kudra Empress from Amazon Lily, is the love sickness disease, which Boa Hancock got in Amazon Lily. When they see someone they're in love with, their heart ache, and I'm not talking about like normal heartache, I'm actually talking about heart pain. Their heart just gets pressurized and they feel incredible amounts of heart pain to the point if they deny the feelings, it mimics a small heart attack. And apparently, it's the only disease to go past legal parameters because Luffy is 17 and Boa Hancock was 29 at the time. So Oda is cooking once again. I don't know if Oda's cooking. I don't know. There's actually a real world equivalent to this one. It's actually called broken heart syndrome. So I don't know if Oda got this from inspiration or experience through his own heartbreak. Actually, I don't know. It's when extreme emotional stress from a breakup or rejection causes you to feel pain from your heart, mimicking a small heart attack. So it seems like the sickness is purely on the brain. Again, I'm not a doctor and I'm also never had a girlfriend. So I'm basically the worst person to ask for information about this sickness. But, you know, it's real, everybody. It's a real disease. I'll be lumping in the next two because it was both made by Queen and got neutralized by Chopper in a matter of minutes. You know, I gave Chopper a hardball in Wano and constantly dunked on him on every step of the way because this pure rat was reduced to a healer role in Wano. Props to Chopper for cooking up a cure for a virus that no one knows existed, but still Chopper sucks. The two viruses Queen made were the Ice Oni virus and the Mummy virus. The Mummy virus, which is spread through this acidic green mixture, which turns everyone it touches into mindless zombies trying to infect everyone at will. Then there's the Ice Oni virus, which is even wilder because not only got turned into this savage ice demon who wants to eat everybody, but your skin is also infected with massive amounts of frostbite, gives hawk-like strength until you die in a couple of minutes, you infect everybody on the way. So not exactly realistic diseases, I hope not, but I think both I can relate to rabies. But again, that's a big if, you know, this is where this rabies and this is all the viruses in the One Piece world. It's very different, but rabies makes you aggressive and you die if it gets worse. It's actually contagious through saliva, but the strength stuff, it's just pure anime magic. We don't have ice demons, we don't have zombies, which I hope not unless you consider Jimmy Carter's corpse. Next up is the 5-day disease, which Nami got in Little Garden. 5-day disease does what it sounds like. The first 4 days, you get high fever, you get a rash, until the 5th day where Dr. Correa said, you'll be okay, but you'll be dead. It's actually a disease you get from a Kestia, a bug which everyone thought would be extinct. But since Little Garden was filled with, you know, prehistoric animals, plants, and the environment actually mimicked an environment from the past, thus an extinct disease is brought back from the past. Luckily, the cure was already common nowadays, so Nami was up and running in a couple of hours. Closest real-world counterpart to this disease is called the Rocky Mountain Fever, another bug bite-borne disease. It starts off with a high fever, followed up with a rash, and after 5 days, if you don't get an antibiotic, you're dead. So, you know, a lot of similarities with a 5-day disease, 5 days to live. It's a bug-borne disease, so it's safe to say Oda got the, not got the Rocky Mountain. I hope not. He did not get it. He took inspiration from the Rocky Mountain Fever to make the 5-day disease. Now we get into our big boys, the top 3 deadliest disease in the One Piece world, diseases that could wipe out entire islands, even entire population. Starting off with the 3rd deadliest disease, the tree fever from Jaya. This thing hit the Shandia people from 400 years ago, spreading towards animals, trees, and even humans. The Shandia got this, you get dark mossy spots in your skin, and if it spreads, it's lights out for you. If it weren't for Nolan's expertise, the Shandia would have been all wiped out. The thing that makes this dangerous is actually because it's highly contagious. Not just from humans, it spreads through animals and plants and trees. And with Jaya being, you know, filled with massive trees, there's no way to hide from this, you know, deadly disease. Closest thing to a contagious disease like this was the Black Plague, because it spreads black mossy spots to your skin, and in a few days you die. The disease was so contagious, in fact, that it almost wiped the entire Europe continent apart. The second deadliest disease is actually a rare disease. It's called sapphire scale. Not contagious, but it's actually hereditary. The only two people known to have sapphire scales was Ginny, Bonnie's mother, who died, and Bonnie herself. It's a very rare disease. Sapphire-like stones grow in your skin, which is sensitive to natural light. It could be sunlight or moonlight. If it gets touched by natural light, the disease will spread through your body, causing you to die with it. Ginny died with it. The greatest scientist in the One Piece world, the most advanced, expensive medical technology just to cure the sapphire scales from Bonnie. There's not exactly a real-world counterpart to this, a deadly disease that is sensitive to light and it spreads around you. But there is one that covers your skin like a rock formation, and it's called scleroderma. It's called scleroderma. It hardens your skin looking like a rock-like formation, and in some cases, it hardens your organs, which can lead to death. And the number one most deadliest disease in the One Piece world is amber lead poisoning, the gift that keeps on giving, which Law and his entire island got from mining a shiny rock called amber lead. They thought they were mining something that could get them rich, but it was actually a diseased time bomb. It's actually very scary because the miners who mined the amber lead didn't know they got the disease until 5 or 6 years later, where everyone in the town who came in contact with amber lead, even children who never came in contact, just children from the miners, got poisoned simultaneously. It's like a time bomb, almost as if someone pulled the trigger of the time bomb and just pressed the button and just boom. The only person to ever live with amber lead poisoning is Law, who